A lot of silent movies get a remake in modern Hollywood, but Nosferatu is the exception. With Roger Edger's new Nosferatu film coming out, I want to take a deep dive into the unique visuals that have made the silent horror film a classic. The film's director, F.W. Murnau, experiments with a lot of different filmmaking techniques in order to create an eerie atmosphere throughout the film. For example, when Nosferatu comes and picks up Hooter in his carriage to take him to the castle, Murnau undercranks his camera, which gives us an effect of everything being sped up. Showing us the sped up footage is a really unique and interesting way that Murnau is able to introduce us to the character of Nosferatu and set him apart as this mystical being that doesn't have to follow the same rule of physics as everyone else in the film. Later in the same scene, we see an uncanny, undeveloped negative shot of the carriage, which is really just a great, unique visual cue to tell us, the audience, that we are leaving the real world behind us and entering the supernatural world of Nosferatu. My personal favorite visual special effect is Murnau's use of stop-motion photography, which allows Nosferatu to do the superhuman task of lifting a bunch of heavy coffins up without having to lift a single finger. Murnau's visual special effects really meld perfectly with the film's shadowy cinematography and beautiful on-shot location shooting. In fact, for Nosferatu's castle, they actually went to Slovakia and filmed at the Orava Castle, which was built in the 13th century. And it really makes us feel like Nosferatu is some primordial evil that has been around since the days of the plague. Lastly, Max Schreck's terrifying performance as Nosferatu really brings together all this top-notch filmmaking and is a large part of the reason why it's still so iconic and still heavily watched today. As one of the most recognizable silent films to modern audiences, Nosferatu comes in at number 5 on Silent Era's Top 100 Silent Movies list, which I'm reviewing each movie on and deciding whether or not I think it deserves to be known as one of the greatest silent films ever made. While I really love Murnau's visual filmmaking style and just how much he experiments with different techniques in this film to create that eerie atmosphere, I do find that the plot is lacking in a lot of ways. Whenever Nosferatu is off camera, to me, the film seems to drag quite a bit. I still think it's a good movie with a lot of great things going on, but personally, I wouldn't put it in my top 5. And if it was on my top 100 silent films, it'd probably be towards the end of the list. So those are my thoughts on the 1922 classic vampire film, Nosferatu. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out my next video in this series of Top 100 Silent Movies when I review Douglas Fairbanks' The Iron Mask.